What's up, guys? We are back, and I'm looking at some more MLB plays in today's video. Yesterday, I posted an NFL Thursday Night Football play, and we have now cashed for a 10x on back-to-back NFL slates now. So you can see here, we actually had this entry here yesterday, but Snell was off the board. This is what I gave Dub Club here, was this 10x entry here. But when I recorded the video, I told you guys to replace Snell with Trey Benson's on a rush attempts, which did cash, or just run this as a 3-man. Of course, both of those types of entries hit. So we're looking to run it back with another cash in today's video here. You guys had the like goal yesterday, which is why we have a bonus play in today's video. If you guys want a bonus play tomorrow, be sure to leave a like on this video here. If this video here gets to 125 likes, I'll drop a bonus play in tomorrow's video for you guys. While you're done leaving a like, you may as well also subscribe to the channel with those notifications on, and that way you get in before these lines get bumped to get removed. And the last thing before we get to these free plays, and that you're not going to want to miss, is don't miss out checking out the Dub Club. It is 50% off for a limited time only with the link available in my description, or 60% off of the next 3 months. The Dub Club sends you all of my plays straight to your phone and gives you access to my Discord community. You see some of the winners that we've had this year, like the MLB. We've caught a ton of NFL winners this year. Like I said, we've cashed a 10x on back-to-back Thursday Night Football slate so far, and we are extremely profitable through the first 4 weeks in the NFL seasons. Well, 3 weeks in one game of the way through. But so use the link in my description to get in on this 50% off offer. And when you do, be sure to connect your Discord to Dub Club. That way you get access to all the different plays here over in my Discord. You see some of the winners that we've had from yesterday. We cashed a 14.5x MLB slip yesterday, so that was our biggest winner there. We had a 4x here from the first quarter on the NFL slate. We had a second half entry cash right there as well, 52 about 150. And of course, we had our 10x cash right here in the Dub Club as well. So we cooked yesterday. But the main thing here is going to be the correlation tab. This is what everybody loves the most because it's usually the bigger types of entries that cash at a pretty damn high rate. So yesterday, like I said, we cashed a 14.5x MLB slip. I'll have a couple of these slips up on the Dub Club today as well. You have my community chat, talk to me and other members about plays, whatever's going on, as well as my contributors' plays. That comes from like Asmi's with his golf and his MLB plays. You have some WNBA, some soccer, esports, KBL baseball. It really is a good place to be. So make sure that you check out the Dub Club if you have not already. It is 50% off for a limited time only with the link available in my description. Come join us while we are hot, because not only did we cash a 14FX yesterday, we cashed one the day before also. So we've cashed 14.5x MLB slips back-to-back days now, and we are cooking right now in the NFL as well. And by the way, if you know anything about my NHL and my NBA skills, you're going to find out very shortly. Well, NHL only in the Dub Club, just because NHL doesn't get videos on YouTube, but NHL is ridiculously good. I have a strategy that I use on PrizePicks for NHL, and it's stupid good. You're going to miss out on that if you do not join the Dub Club. That comes back in like 2 weeks, and of course, we have the NBA season back on Tuesday, like 3 weeks from now. So we're like less than a month away from the NBA season as well, which we kill every year if you have not been around the channel for that. So really excited. Come join us in the Dub Club. There's a lot going on in this upcoming month. So get in right now while it is 50% off. All right, now with that being said, let's get to these free plays. Make sure to play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on this video here and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And let's get to these plays. The first play I like on the PrizePicks board for this slate here is going to be in the fantasy score category, because I like George Springer over 6.5 hitter fantasy scored, as well as his teammate on the over, that being Vladdy Jr. over 6.5 hitter fantasy score. Now, if you're on another app out there, you're not on PrizePicks, what I like instead is the over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. If you're on PrizePicks, I love fantasy scores on PrizePicks for the MLB. It is extremely good with a lot of value. So I love both these overs here between Springer and Vladdy and their fantasy scores today on the over. But George Springer here has been over his line in 57% of games this year. And you have Vladdy, who's been over his line in 58%. So already you're getting some nice overs just overall in this year. But let's take a look at this game here, because this Toronto game, we're going to be at home as a minus 188 favorite and an 8-run over-under. They'll be facing Adrian Hauser, who has a 3.18 ERA. But I like the Blue Jays a lot at home here. They've won 91 games this year. They are still in the, well, they're going to be in the playoffs here, but they're just kind of get a higher seed. So Springer here has been over his line in 57% of games this year. But in wins this year, Springer has been over his line in 73% of games. And in the last 20, 85%, as you can see. So Vladdy has been over his line 58%, but in wins this year, of course, it still goes up to about 71%. In the last 20, 65%. So both these guys have been very good as of late. And you can look at like the last 5 games here when they've actually won the game if you want to look at it. You can see Springer's been over in all those games too, but of course they're correlated like on the 16th and the 21st. When Vladdy went over, so did Springer. There's a lot of correlation between these two players, which is why I like it so much. But George Springer has a nice history too against Adrian Hauser. So He has a 400 batting average, but a 500 on-base percentage in 6 plate appearances against Hauser, which is, if you don't know, is very, very good. Springer has also been a lot better against righties this year, while Hauser has been worse in terms of ERA against righties himself. But 303 to a 325 against the handiness is very, very good for batting average. We like to see that a lot from Springer there. But overall, he's been facing the sinker, changeup, and the slider. 402 weighted on-base average against the sinker. It goes up to a 457. Changeup is a 348, and the slider is a 357. So these are still very good on-base averages, even if they are lower than his average on-base average. But his sinker is the most thrown pitch by far. It's like nearly 50% of the time he's throwing that. Yet he has a 457 on-base average against it. So love the spot for Springer. He's going to be my favorite hitter on this MLB slate. Moving on to Vladdy, though, let's talk about the matchup for him against Adrian Hauser. So he has only a .91 batting average in 12 plate appearances, but a 167 on-base percentage. So he has been pretty much the opposite of Springer in terms of his history against Adrian Hauser. So I will say that is something to slightly worry about, but I'm overall not completely worried about it, especially with the Blue Jays being at home and such big favorites. And if the Blue Jays overall have a good game, I think Vladdy's going to be the guy that's going to be in a good spot. Now, the sinker, changeup, slider, of course, is what he's going to be facing. 370 on-base average here for Vladdy. Sinker, though, goes all the way up to a 459 on-base average. That is extremely, extremely high. I believe it was even higher than Springer's, wasn't it, if I'm not wrong? If you go back to the sinker here, I believe it was more. 457 and 459, so slightly higher here for Vladdy. Changeup is a 289. The slider is a 336. So changeup is a little bit worse than I would like it to be. The slider is still pretty solid, though, at a 336. But that sinker, throwing like 46% of the time, nearly 50% of the time, 459 on-base average, that is very good and exactly what you want for an over on a fantasy score prop. So feeling pretty good about Vladdy today, as well as George Springer on their overs for the fantasy score today. Love the fact that they're going to be at home in a good matchup against Adrian Hauser, and they're still kind of fighting for a higher playoff seed. So feeling good about Springer and Vladdy tonight. Now, before we get to my next play in this video, if you've not already seen Sleeper, it is, in my opinion, the best DFS app out there right now. They have a ton of different promos on the board pretty much every single day for not only new users, but current users. I've been on this app for over a year now. You can see the player promos that I have. I have a ton of boosts for some NFL guys, as well as even college football. And I have a 40% profit boost that I can reuse until I win with that. You also have a 30% profit boost right now for the WNBA, 30% profit boost for college football, MMA, NFL. They are going crazy right now with the profit boost. It's a really, really cool app. Go ahead and check it out for yourself with the link in my description. And if you use my promo code DOMG, you can get a first in deposit up to $100 and a free square when you sign up on Sleeper. And you could also, by the way, potentially get a better payout than an app like PrizePicks. Let's say, for example, you like Sandy Alcantara under for his strikeouts, and let's say you like Shane Bieber over strikeouts. Pays out 3.71x over on Sleeper, compared to maybe 3x on PrizePicks. But instead, if you like Sandy on the over, pays out 3.45x over on Sleeper. It's a very cool app. Check it out for yourself with the link in my description, and use my promo code DOMG for that first in deposit up to $100 and a free square when signing up. All right, I'll get into my third play in this video here. We're going to head over to the fantasy score category again, and I'm going to go with Christian Walker over 5.5 here fantasy score against the Angels tonight. So I definitely love these two more. The pair I am liking, of course, is why I have them in the video, but the main two here, of course, are going to be George Springer here and Vladdy Jr. But this entry here pays out 5.75x. It's usually a 6x, but a little bit of a hit because of the correlation between taking two Blue Jays on the over, which is well worth it in my opinion. Christian Walker, though, has been over his fantasy score in 40% of games this year. His hits, runs, and RBIs has been over in 43%, but today his odds are like a minus 140, minus 145, minus 150 on the over, which is a great sign for us because if he goes over his hits, runs, and RBIs, there's only 3% difference between him covering hits, runs, and RBIs and his fantasy score. So if that kind of makes sense, that's why we have some good value here. But in wins this year, Christian Walker's been over his line in 55%, and just like the Blue Jays, the Astros are fighting for a higher playoff spot. They're going to be on the road here playing at the Angels Stadium at a minus 145 favorite with a non-run over-under, so pretty good for us there. Now, Christian Walker on the road this year has been even better, over in 62%, and look at his last 20, over in 80%. That was last 20 when they win on the road. Crazy record there. But if we look into the matchup here, you can see he has had a pretty decent history against Kyle Hendricks. 233 average, which is not great, but a 343 on-base percentage, which is pretty good. 7 hits and 2 RBIs in 35 plate appearances, so we've seen him plenty of times. Kyle Hendricks, though, has really struggled this year against opposing righties himself, with a 5.81 ERA and a 2.89 batting average allowed. Very good for us here on the over. His two main pitches really are the changeup and the sinker, with a little bit of fastball, but overall Walker is a 305 on-base average. The changeup is going to be a 225, the sinker is a 378, and the fastball's a 319. So that changeup he does tend to struggle against pretty hard. But the sinker and the fastball, those high speed pitches, 378 and 319 on base average against. So hopefully we're getting more sinker and fastball than the changeup, but overall, I'm going to trust Walker here to hopefully, cover this fantasy score here. Because at the end of the day, too, he's not necessarily getting base hits against Hendricks, but he is also getting on base, which is good for us. As long as he is going to have a hit and get on base, score a run, be put into RB opportunities, Walker should be able to cover this line pretty easily. So hits, rush, and RBI is going to be favored on the over pretty heavily. And again, if that does indeed end up cashing, what the odds say it probably should, the fantasy score should also cover more often than it does not. Again, if you've not already checked out the Dub Club, be sure to do so. We had a day yesterday. You can see all the different winners that we had from yesterday. We had this winner here with 14.5x MLB slip, had a 4x first quarter cash. We had a second half cash right there for 2.75x, as well as this 10x NFL slip as well with that discount that PrizePicks gave us. Or like I said in the video yesterday, I gave out Benson under rush attempts as well for a higher payout. That one was pretty much no sweat as well. So great day yesterday. Looking to run it right back today. We had a great day the day before this one too, cashing in another 14.5x MLB slip. There should be some more 14.5x 5-man MLB slips today in the Dub Club. Let's try for back-to-back cashes tonight. I'll see you guys hopefully in the Dub Club. 50% off for a limited time only. Come join us if you have not already. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys hopefully in tomorrow's video. Best of luck. If you want to submit over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, you can watch this video on your screen right here.